We're out here on Cross Campus today about to go scope out the political atmosphere among Yaleys and see how they are reacting to the conventions that finished up yesterday. We're anxious to see how they're feeling and what they think about the general election coming up in November. And Mao, you are from Singapore, correct?
Yeah.
So how do you view this kind of craze of American politics? Everyone's talking about the election. What do you think about it?
I think it's great that everything's enthusiastic about the future of the government. It's like back home it's very like one party. There's only one major party. But here it's like a lot of debate over Republicans and Democrats and to a certain extent the independents or something. So it's great that everyone's like not apathetic and care a lot about the future of the government. But
What was your impression of the Republican National Convention?
I loved it. I thought it was great. I listened to a couple speeches. I listened to Clint Eastwood's speech and part of Mitt Romney's speech.
I thought that Governor Romney's speech was extremely well done, and it sort of like not made up for, but like overshadowed any sort of like doubts there were about Paul Ryan's speech. So I definitely thought that him speaking last was really great.
Romney, I'm sure you know this, has been criticized for not being able to relate to maybe the average American. He kind of showed a more tender side in his speech. Would you say that people after watching his speech might be able to relate to him a little bit more?
So I'd say that this idea that he's like unrelatable is completely something fabricated by the media. I mean, as you saw in his speech, you know, his father was the epitome of the American dream. His father didn't even graduate from college and went on to be the governor of Michigan. So he doesn't come from some family that's always had it good. I mean, yes, he's had a great education, but just like he went to Harvard Business School, Obama went to Harvard Law School, so really, in terms of education and background, there's really not that much difference between them. Mitt Romney went to a fancy private school in Michigan, Obama went to a fancy private school in Hawaii. What's the big difference?
Okay, so you watched both, and give us a little bit of what you took away from it as a viewer. You know, can you compare, contrast a little bit?
Yeah, I think that if you're going to contrast both of them, speaking from the standpoint of as a TV viewer, I think I enjoyed watching the DNC a little more. I think it had its message was a bit more contoured to an election, which basically the purpose of the convention is to drive out the base of the respective parties. And I think the RNC's message, while not muddled, was kind of disparate. They all talked about different things. There was a lot.
You watched a little bit of the Democratic National Convention. What did you take away from it?
It was really incredible to me because Obama is such a good orator, like consistently.
Incredible.
But I came away really inspired still. Like I feel like he's still got a knack for really, you know, bringing out the feelings in people that change is still possible.
I only watched the video on Michelle Obama just because it was on Facebook.
She had a very powerful speech.
Yeah, that was like touching, but at the same time, there was like, it didn't tell me anything about the Minimite politics. It just told me about like what she felt about her husband's campaign and her as a person. Like nothing. I would like to watch Romney's and Obama's speech though. I've yet to do that, so.
You go do that, girl.
Is that it?
I watched a little bit. I tried not to watch too much of it. I didn't see really any politics taking place. I saw a bunch of contestants kind of lining up their campaigns for 2016. To me, it all seemed like a big spectacle. I think that's kind of what American politics right now has turned into.
So your mind is made up, though. The next coming months won't affect
I know.
who you vote for?
I'm pretty squared away.
You're squared away? Okay,
yeah.
but you're planning on voting, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
great.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Stay tuned as we continue to track the election and Yale's reactions to it. Reporting for the YDN Multimedia, this has been Raleigh, Cavero, and Lilly Fast.